So it's a Perkins Reserve Grant. It's a continuation from last year's grant. And so the partners, there was a little bit of a change in the grant, so we had to bring it up to the board and have approval so that we can move on for the remainder of the year.
For the remainder of 2023-2024 school year?
Correct.
Okay. And that was a change from a federal grant to a state grant?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
And what does this grant mean to Tyler ISD, and what is your personal relationship with how that's brought into the district?
Well, one of the things is creating partnerships. As the grant manager for the grant, we look at work-based learning opportunities, increasing industry-based certifications. When I think of like the work-based learning opportunity of being able to travel to some of the different organizations, and also increasing college and career-based advising, not college, but career-based advising.
Gotcha. So I know, or from my understanding, this grant pretty much is specific to the manufacturing and health science programs. So can you tell me a little bit about those, just kind of a general overview of what those two programs offer and what the ultimate goal for the students who choose those career paths is?
So it provides some of the equipment, because health science and manufacturing, both of those are high need in the Tyler area or Smith County and surrounding areas. So with that, we can provide industry-based type of opportunities if there is extra, because not necessarily all the equipment, but even just the supplies and instructional supplies are quite expensive. So it just gives each of those partners a little bit extra boost in order to make sure that they have what they need to push forward to get those industry-based certifications. Some of those include EMT, patient care tech, medical assisting, as well as pharmacy technician.
All right, and I believe it is 5 school districts that are part of this network partnership. So
Correct.
Can you just tell me what it's like working with that many districts and how you decide to divvy up this grant?
So we split it equally, and it was between the 5 to make it equal partnership of all the even though there are some districts that are different sizes, but we felt that that was the best way to do it, to keep a good relationship with all the partners.
And why is it important for Tyler ISD to maintain that good partnership and also just continue to partner with these districts for future grants potentially?
And sometimes we have, because we are centrally located, and especially with Tyler and being a larger urban city, not always are the opportunities, such as like in Hawkins or Winona, they may not have all of the industries right there. So by having this grant, it provides them more things that they can work towards, as well as even traveling for like taking a bus and coming into visiting some of the partners like Christus Trinity Mother Francis, as well as Hood Packaging, who is another partner within the program.
And how do you think this positively benefits the students of Tyler ISD and all the school districts for that matter?
Well, for one, I always look at the big picture. One, help students who have interest in these two programs. Two, we're the ones moving into creating a stronger Tyler and stronger Smith County. So when the students earn these certifications, they can start going straight into the workforce, or it can build into going into their next level for college. For example, with the patient care tech, they can go into then becoming a nurse and work while they're going to school.
And so you said this is a continuation.
Mm-hmm.
How long has this network existed, and how long have y'all been applying for this grant?
I believe the first grant was 2017. Now, I'm not 100% certain because
That's
I wasn't
what I
there.
keep hearing is about 5 years.
About 5 years. So
Okay.
there was 4 cohorts, and then this is the continuation of that. So technically 5.
Technically 5, but
Right. It's a
still
continuation.
under the name
Yeah.
of cohort 4.
Cohort 4,
right?
yes.
Okay. So what's the timeline look like for when y'all are going to have to apply for the next one?
We're not sure if there is one at this point. So that's going to be announced. Actually, I'm leaving tomorrow night to go down to Austin for the Texas Regional Pathway Network, and we're doing convening to look at what's coming up next. And so looking at the tri-agency, what jobs and different types of things are available as coming forth, and maybe hearing if there is a cohort 5.
Okay. And in these past 5 years, if you could just give me kind of a general summary overview of how you've seen this grant be used in Tyler ISD and ultimately the impact that it's had on the students.
Well, one of the things with the former grant is the federal grant, we were able to purchase equipment. So a lot of equipment in the manufacturing realm as well as health science. So I know last year we purchased a simulator. So the simulator that speaks, and you can basically hook it up, and it looks nearly human. And in fact, it has AI. So the students can ask it questions, and it will tell them how they're feeling, and they can really practice on something that's very similar to being a human. So just things like that really impact the difference going from practicing, just thinking about, is this potentially, like, what would it be like to work with a human, to almost being human-like.
Very cool, like a very hands-on experience for them to get a taste of what it would be like if that was their actual career.
Correct.
Post-graduation. And then the last thing I wanted to ask about is, what do you see in terms of expressed, what's the word I'm looking for, interest in these two programs? Have they gained interest? Have you increased enrollment for these two programs? What's that look like?
Yes, and so the welding program, which is part of the manufacturing, as well as the diversified manufacturing program, has increased definitely. The welding or manufacturing is the top 2, and then number 1 is healthcare. So we are a area that we kind of have a lot of focus on healthcare, especially with our hospital system, the new School of Medicine, our pharmacy school, all of those things. So we have approximately 1,300 students, at least in Tyler ISD, in health science, and then right behind that we have our manufacturing program. So really these 2 programs are feeding straight into our workforce. Not necessarily tomorrow, but definitely in the future.